Hey y'all. Sorry I wasn't on yesterday. I was feeling a little under the weather. Not really anything um, wrong. I mean, not sick or just feeling under the weather. Just feeling heavy. So I stayed home yesterday until it was time for youth, and then I came out and did youth and all of that. But I stayed home yesterday, and I have some relatives coming in tomorrow, so I was trying to get my house ready for them to be here, and I still have a lot to do because I didn't feel good on Tuesday night. I ran a low-grade fever on Tuesday night, but I do that often when I'm really, really tired, and sometimes with fibromyalgia, that's what happens. Sometimes I just run a low-grade fever for no reason at all. I woke up yesterday morning still feeling just sluggish and a little bit off, so I stayed home for a little while. But I've been going back and forth all day about what to do. I've walked the sanctuary and prayed. Stella got tired of walking with me, and she finally just laid down. She was like, "Woman, you are crazy. I'm done." But I just was having a bit of a struggle because I'm dealing with a spirit that I don't like, and it's a spirit in me. It's bitterness, and I'm trying really, really hard to deal with that spirit and figure out why I'm allowing things to bother me the way that I am. That's causing this bitterness to grow, because I don't want this bitterness to grow, because then it poisons those around me. And I know that. I'm well aware of that. And the Lord has quickened my spirit about it and quickened me about it. So I know that it's something we're working through. And so I've gone back and forth and gone back and forth. And I'm going to go with Philippians 4. And I'm going to start at verse 10, because it speaks a lot about what we really need to do. And it says, "How grateful I am, and how I praise the Lord that you are concerned about me again. I know you have always been concerned for me, but for a while you didn't have a chance to help me. Not that I was ever in need, for I have learned how to get along happily whether I have much or little." So he was telling them, it's okay that you weren't able to help me, because I've learned that I don't have to have a lot to be able to survive. I can live on what I have. I can live on the little that I get, or I can live on the much. I've learned. He's just saying, I've learned. And this is Paul's writing. I know how to live on almost nothing or with everything. I have learned the secret of living in every situation, whether it is with a full stomach or empty, with plenty or little. And how many of us can honestly say that we have learned to live the secret of living in every situation? Because a lot of times when that situation comes that flips our world upside down, whether it's a diagnosis that we get, or someone we love gets, or whether it's a marriage issue, whether it's a financial issue, no matter what it is, how many of us can say we've learned to live in every situation? And I mean live. There's on the cruise, the little girl says, was talking to the dad, and he was like, "Well, I'm doing these things," and she said, "You're not living, that's just not dying." So many of us are doing that. We're not living, we're just not dying. We're doing the bare minimum to get by, to do what we have to do to survive. And some days that's all we can do. I'm not saying that you should get up, that every day is going to be an amazing, grateful, thankful day. That's not what I mean. We're going to have bumps in our road, but it's how we handle those bumps in our road that make a difference. "For I can do everything with the help of Christ, who gives me the strength that I need." So every situation that we face, everything that comes up against us, everything that's thrown our way, and a lot of times in life there's a lot of stuff that gets thrown our way, whether we like it or not, whether we want it or not, it gets thrown our way. A lot of times it's our own decisions that get stuff thrown our way, and then we want to play the victim. We're the one that poked the bear and poked the bear and poked the bear until the bear bit. Or we're the one that created the chaos, and then I don't know what happened. I was just trying to help. I don't know what happened. We created that situation so we could be the victim. Sometimes we create a situation where we can make it look like we're the hero. We create a lot of our own messes. And sometimes we can't undo those things. But learning to live with little and much, and learning that I can do everything with the help of Christ who gives me the strength I need. I can do everything. Everything that he's called me to do, I can do with his help, because he's giving me the strength that I need. Even when someone's coming up against you, even when someone says you're not worthy to be in the position that you're in, even when someone says, no, you're not going to do that because you can't do that, or you're not qualified to do that, or you can't, whatever it may be. If you're doing what God has asked you to do, he's going to give you the strength, and he's going to give you the strength to stand up against that negative that's coming against you. In verse 14, but even so, you have done well to share with me in my present difficulty. That means that they have been there to help him. And sometimes we don't know how to be there to help people. And that's part of our societal downfall, in my opinion. It used to be neighbors helping neighbors all the time without any thought, without anything. I know when my grandfather and my mom's dad grew a garden, his only rule was, and he grew by far more than they could ever use. My grandmother canned a lot. I bet if I went down in that cellar today, there would still be canned goods from my grandmother. I bet there would be. But his rule was, he didn't mind doing the gardening. He didn't mind any of that. But if you wanted it, because he grew the best strawberries I've ever had in my life. I can still remember those days out in that garden with my grandfather in the strawberry patch. His rule was, if you want it, you have to come pick it. I'm not picking it for you. And I would spend, because I loved those strawberries, he'd have Grandma call me and say, hey, strawberries are ready. If you want some, you better come get some. And I would go up there and I would pick strawberries with my grandpa. And, it's just a good memory to have. But he helped me in that. He knew that I didn't have the ability to do what he had, so he shared with me. And that's something we don't do anymore. We don't share. We don't share. If I have the ability to do something and I can share with someone else, we don't share. We want all the recognition. We want all of the credit. We want all of the glory. Oh, I'm doing this for this, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, which is not what God wants us to do. I'm doing it for the glory of the Lord. That's it. That's what it is. And we don't know how to help people anymore, And people, I'm speaking to myself right here, don't know how to ask for help. I've asked for help a couple of times, and something negative was said, and then I claim up, and I don't do it anymore. I don't ask for help. Even though I desperately may need it, I'm not going to ask for it. I'm not. I struggle with that. The Lord's working on me, working through me on that, but it's truly so difficult for me to ask for help. I can say, I'm sorry. I can say, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I mean, I can say anything, but I need help. And the Lord wants us to be able to say, I need help. But sometimes we see somebody and we know they need help and we turn a blind eye. And that breaks God's heart. So I hope that you can know that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. But sometimes he wants you to do things for somebody else too. And he will give you the strength to do those things as well. I'm sorry, Stella is whining like a crazy dog. Oh, here she comes. She's going to come get in the picture. Not sure what her issue is. And we've had a couple of people out here today, and she's been my guard dog today, barking at everybody, and she's been a mess today, but she's a little bit frustrated. She doesn't want to be in here anymore. But just do something for somebody. If you have the capability to do that, do something for someone. Do something nice for someone. Do something for someone And they don't even have to know it was you that did it. They don't have to know that. But be willing. Be that vessel that God has called each and every one of us to be. Be that vessel that will love on somebody else. Be that vessel that we can say, even so, you've done well in helping me during this difficult time. And sometimes it's not doing something physically for somebody, it's fighting on your knees for them as well. When you know and you see that somebody is going through a struggle, because you can tell their personality has changed, or their demeanor has changed. You know something's going on with their life. You may not know what it is, and you don't have to know what it is to take it to the Lord. All you have to know is prayer is what they need. And you can go to the Lord on their behalf, and He will hear your cries. Stella's feeling a little bit of a babyish today, I guess. Oh, she just fell out of the chair. But love on somebody today. Love on somebody if you can. If you have that capability, or just go do something for somebody. And again, they don't have to know you're the one that did it. But they can be thankful for what you have done. I inherited my parents' property, and it's 9.5 lots. And I have a guy that mows half of that for me. He doesn't do it for me, but he does it. And I see it, and I'm thankful for it. I drive by that house every single day to go to the post office. And when I see it mowed, I'm just like, thank you so much, Jesus, for sending that person to mow that portion of that property. Because it's a lot. It's a lot to mow, plus my own property, plus, but even then, it's just, I'm so thankful that somebody thought enough to do that. And I know he does it because he doesn't like the way it looks not mowed. But I don't care why he does it, because it takes something off of me, and I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful he does it, and he knows who he is, and I'm grateful for him. And I've told him many times how grateful I am for him. So today, just go out and love on somebody if you can, and know that God is going to give you all the strength that you need. So have a great, great day. Enjoy the sun. It feels good in the sun until the wind blows, and that wind is cold. That wind is cold. So I hope you guys have a great, great day. I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye.